Welcome to Exploring Atlanta. For the past 25 years, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport has reigned as the busiest airport in the world. In 2023, the Atlanta airport set a new post-pandemic record with over 105 million passengers. How has Hartsfield-Jackson Airport held this lofty position over cities like New York, London, or Beijing? Let's talk about it. The measure for becoming the world's busiest airport is determined by total passenger traffic. That traffic being defined as boarding plus deboarding plus direct transit passengers. Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport has held the #1 spot as the world's busiest airport ever since 1998, except for the year 2020 due to the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. It regained the top spot in 2021 and has held it ever since. In this episode, we'll take a historical look at the foundation and stages of development that propelled Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport into essentially becoming the world's busiest airport for the last 25 consecutive years. The Atlanta airport was established in 1925 on an abandoned Atlanta Speedway racetrack owned by Asa Candler. Mr. Candler was a local business tycoon, founder of the Coca-Cola Company, and 41st mayor of Atlanta from 1916 to 1919. The airport was named Candler Field after his namesake. William B. Hartsfield began serving as city council member and alderman in 1922 and was instrumental in the development and progress of the airport. He was chairman of Atlanta's first aviation committee and spearheaded the effort to transform the racetrack into a major airport. In 1927, Hartsfield wrote, "No greater investment can be made at this time in the future of Atlanta than in the full development of Candler Field as the South's leading airport. Atlanta should do now in the matter of aviation what it did many years ago in the matter of the railroads. We cannot afford to lose a day in providing a landing field of size, proportion, and environment that may be developed as to assume Atlanta's supremacy in the Southeast." Upon the death of Asa Candler in 1929, the city of Atlanta took control of Candler Field and renamed it Atlanta Municipal Airport. Mr. Hartsfield was elected to his first term as mayor of Atlanta from 1937 to 1941. He was re-elected to another 5 consecutive terms from 1942 to 1962. In 1941, Delta Airlines moved its headquarters from Monroe, Louisiana, to its current location in Atlanta. Over the next 20 years, Delta experienced exponential growth through acquisition of other airlines, expanding services, upgrading its fleet, and launching additional routes. Delta launched its first international flights in 1953 after acquiring Chicago and Southern Airlines. The airport doubled in size during World War II under Hartsfield's mayorship. By 1957, Atlanta Municipal Airport was the nation's busiest airport with more than 2 million passengers annually. In 1961, a new $21 million terminal opened. It was the largest in the nation. It exceeded its 6 million passenger traffic capacity in its first year. Hartsfield's last term as mayor ended in 1962. He was succeeded by mayors Ivan Allen Jr. from 1962 to 1970 and Sam Massell from 1970 to 1974. In 1971, former Mayor Hartsfield passed away at the age of 80. In the same year, Atlanta Municipal Airport was renamed Hartsfield Airport. In 1959, Delta had become the first airline to fly the Douglas DC-8 and the Convair 880 jets in 1960. By the year 1970, Delta Airlines had an all-jet fleet. It acquired Northeast Airlines in 1972. In 1974, Maynard H. Jackson became Atlanta's 54th mayor and first African American to be elected to the position. He served 3 terms, from 1974 to 1982, and again from 1990 to 1994. His mayorship ushered in a new era of modernizing the city by attracting major business and the 1996 Summer Olympics, and expanding the Hartsfield Airport. One of Jackson's first orders of business as mayor was to move forward with the expansion of the airport with the goal of transforming it into an international hub. After years of planning and design to address the traffic capacity limitation of the 1961 terminal, construction began in 1977 on the Midfield Terminal Complex. In 1980, Atlanta opened the massive new passenger terminal, the largest in the world. It was labeled Midfield because it was centrally located between runways. The complex has been expanded and renovated throughout the years. With future expansion in mind, the terminal was functionally designed to accommodate 2 symmetrical sidewalks and a shuttle system. The modular design also allowed the airport to extend the underground mall to the east and add more concourses as traffic increased over the years. At the time, the airport was nothing short of revolutionary. More than 40 years later, Atlanta's airport is still the largest transfer hub in the world. Mayor Jackson's second term as mayor ended in 1982 and left a lasting imprint on the Atlanta airport. He would serve a 3rd term from 1990 to 1994, during which time he turned his attention to bringing the 1996 Summer Olympics to Atlanta. In June 2003, former Mayor Jackson passed away unexpectedly at the age of 65. In October 2003, Hartsfield Airport was renamed Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Hartsfield-Jackson Airport is expansive and can be overwhelming for both seasoned and first-time flyers. The terminal complex covers more than 150 acres. The airport has 2 terminals and 7 concourses with roughly 195 gates. It has the tallest air traffic control tower in North America at 398 feet. The domestic terminal is located on the west side of the airport, and the Maynard H. Jackson Jr. International Terminal is on the east side of the airport. Hartsfield-Jackson is a global gateway that averages approximately 300,000 passengers a day, serves 150 domestic destinations, and over 70 international destinations in 50 countries. In 2023, Hartsfield-Jackson set a new post-pandemic record with 105 million passengers, a 12% increase over 2022. Its highest passenger volume occurred in 2019, with over 110 million passengers traveling through the airport. Also, in 2023, aircraft operations grew by 7%, reaching a total of over 775,000 takeoffs and landings. You might wonder why Hartsfield-Jackson is the world's busiest airport over cities like New York, London, or Beijing. There is a combination of factors that give the Atlanta airport this distinction. Number 1. Geographic location. Hartsfield-Jackson is by far the largest airport in Georgia and the Southeast, with the nearest major airport 250 miles away in Nashville, Tennessee. Data shows that Hartsfield-Jackson Airport is located within a 2-hour flight of 80% of the U.S. population, which makes Atlanta a major port of entry into the United States and a logical stopover. Number 2. Delta Airlines. Hartsfield-Jackson is the primary hub of Delta Airlines, the world's leading global airline. The Delta Hub is the world's largest airline hub and is considered the first meg hub in America, with around 1,000 domestic and international flights daily from Atlanta. Number 3. City of Atlanta. Hartsfield-Jackson Airport happens to be located in a city that attracts its generous share of travelers and tourists. Atlanta is ranked the second most visited city in the United States, behind Orlando, Florida. Most recent data estimates over 65 million tourists annually. The city is full of great historical places, such as Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park. The Georgia Aquarium is the largest in the nation. World of Coca-Cola, its parks and recreation, gorgeous historical homes, and countless other attractions. There you have it! Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. From racetrack to powerhouse to juggernaut. We hope you found this presentation insightful and enjoyable in so much as we enjoyed presenting it to you. We would greatly appreciate your supporting the channel by hitting the thumbs up button and subscribing, as it helps us bring you more videos like this.